Victorian players back out on the pitch. And just getting a rundown of the goal scorers here. Of course, New South Wales kicked us off underway in that first half. Georgia Morgan getting on the score sheet for then. And then, of course, Victoria had that own goal, which was quite fortuitous. Claire Messenger, of course, got on the board. Stephanie Reardon, and we just had confirmation hope that that last goal has been credited to Sam Ellis. We thought it went to Messenger, but Sam Ellis apparently on the other post getting the final touch in at the stroke of half-time to take Victoria to a 4-1 lead here.
I wouldn't have picked it at the beginning of the game, but all credit to Victoria. They've capitalised on their opportunities. And Sam Ellis getting that last goal, I think that's fantastic reward for effort for her. She played really well in that first half. So to get some recognition on the scoreboard is good for her.
That was a real morale-breaking goal for New South Wales, wasn't it?
3-1 to 4-1 is just massive when in a mental sense. So New South Wales really need to regroup here, forget about the first half and just concentrate on their game going into this half.
Okay, so what do they do? What do they change up?
I'm not sure what they change up. I think they just need to, when they go forward, take more care with the ball, limit unforced turnovers. They had a few of those coming out of defence, and just play their own game. They seem to be a little bit overawed by the physicality of the Victorian team. I'm not sure they should be surprised by that, but Victoria are quite notorious for being a physical team. So I think get back to their own game plan, make sure that they value possession when they have it, and limit their turnovers out of deep defence.
It's not as if they don't have the players that can spark them out there to do it, so should maintain their hopes up that they should be able to get back in this game. But a 3-goal margin is a substantial one, as we know.
Anything can happen in a final, though, as we've seen before. So we'll just take it as it comes, and hopefully New South Wales can put some more goals on the scoreboard.
All right, and from Victoria's point of view, it's just business as usual, I guess.
I don't think they can rest on their laurels, even though 3 goals is a handy lead to have. I think going into this half, they have to continue doing what they were doing in the first half, continue being strong over the ball, and really causing some trouble for the New South Wales defenders.
All right, Close trying to come away with the ball there, was thwarted by Reardon. They do eventually get the ball, though, New South Wales, so it's in dispute. And Burns, well, good tackle on Eastham there to win it for the Big V, and they win themselves a free hit. Do we need to see more from the likes of Eastham and Close and Smith for New South Wales? Oh, there's a shot on goal. We'll get back to that question in a moment. It might become irrelevant because they've just scored again here.
Wow, 5-1 in the AHL final. That is just an unbelievable score line at this point in time. But full credit to Victoria. They have capitalised on their opportunities in that attacking circle, and they've definitely been the better team so far.
Yeah, absolutely not what New South Wales wanted when they were trying to get back into this game. Gold medal on the line. There's no tomorrow. We know that. And Victoria have just kicked them in the teeth while they're down. The initial shot came from Padgett. We're just seeing the replay now. Cronk was there and then shovelled in.
Yeah, Tony Cronk did a very good job there. She made the first save. Those New South Wales defenders, though, really have to get on that loose ball in the attacking circle and not make sure that the Victorian girls don't get an easy second shot on goal.
Yeah, it was the skipper, Danielle Schubach, getting on the score sheet. 5-1 now. And, well, if their task wasn't difficult enough, New South Wales, it certainly is now. Plenty of work to do, but plenty of time to do it in. So that's the plus side of the equation. There's Morgan to Brazel. And Brooks out there. You were just saying, Hope, that you aspire to get a haircut like Brooks one day.
Well, actually, my sister-in-law rates herself.
Oh, well, we'll talk about that in a moment because there's action.
That hit the post, I think. That's very unfortunate for the New South Wales attack there.
Yeah, they were pressing there. And the Victorian defence didn't know a lot about it, but there is that haircut again, Hope.
Yes, my sister-in-law rates herself as a bit of a hairdresser, and she gave my brother the exact same haircut last week. I'm not sure Blair was stoked about that, but...
Last week or in 1990?
Well, that's exactly what we said to them.
Here come Victoria, trying to burst her way through, was reared and couldn't do so.
Apparently, though, all the cool kids have got haircuts like that these days, so maybe we're missing something.
I think we might be. My short back and size is always fashionable, isn't it, Hope?
And the comb over?
I'm not quite at the comb over stage yet. Top of the D, on the reverse, Messent doesn't release. And we've got a timeout here. Player down.
Collects the New South Wales girls in the head there.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I think there's a bit of blood. She's made a very brave attempt to make that tackle on Claire Messent, who was in the middle of a reverse stick shot. And she's obviously just copped the stick in her forehead.
That's Smith. I'll get a replay on it here. Oh, there it is there. On the upswing. And she's gone down. Messent was...
Emily Smith, very brave there.
Oh, there is a fair bit of claret, yes.
She'll get a couple of stitches in that and probably be back on the field within a couple of minutes, I say.
Yeah, so very brave attempt there from Emily Smith. Did the job, I suppose, stopped the shot.
She did stop the shot. Unusual to get hit on the upswing, though. Probably just the angle that Emily decided to come in on. But again, prevented any form of shot from Claire Messent, so maybe a couple of stitches and a war wound would have been worth it.
Putting the body on the line, that's for sure. Good to see, even with the score at 5-1. Suppose if they conceded another one, that really would be the end of it all. It's pretty slim hopes as it is. All right. Here's
Shows the
restart.
work rate of Emily Smith there. Emily's a striker, and she's made a tackle in the defensive circle.
Oh, that's
she's a workhorse for them.
Squirted out the back. Here's Alice. Off the foot, just outside the D, though. Victorian fans getting very excited next to us here. Hope a few have come over for the...
It's good to see them. A couple of Victorian parents have come over, and the girls have done very well to make the final and be so convincingly ahead.
Dowtree goes back there to Snow. Down the line now. Trahar had it knocked away from her. Victoria lose it temporarily. Now New South Wales have got some work to do defensively. This occasion they hold firm.
It's been 9 years since Victoria have played in a final. Back in 2003, they played Queensland in the final, but down in Tasmania. They ended up winning on penalty strokes. So this will be a real sort of a booster for them to make a final 9 years later and win or be so convincingly ahead.
Well, this will be some sort of game if this one goes to penalty strokes.
I played in a final with Queensland many a decade ago, and we were 4-1 up. It was back when we played quarters, and we were 4-1 up in the last quarter and ended up drawing 4-4, and we lost 5-4 in extra time. So anything can happen.
Just a bit of soccer work from the keeper there.
I'm not sure the likes of Emily Smith were even alive when we played quarters.
Those were the days.
On grass.
Brooks into the D, and there's another player that's copped a heavy heat. And on this occasion, it's Patton who's worn it.
No blood on this one, though, so that's always a positive sign.
Yeah, that's good, but the penalty corner rewarded to New South Wales. So if they're going to come back into this one, it has to start right now. It came up self-inflicted.
Yeah, up off your own stick into your head. That's not pleasant.
No. Fair bit of the heat taken off it from the initial deflection, but still came up and nasty hit. And insult into injury, conceded the penalty corner here.
If New South Wales puts this goal in, they might come out with a renewed sense of confidence and aggression, and the game could really break open here. But if they don't put it in, I think it might be a bit of a confidence downer for them.
Yeah, the game certainly needs it. If there's going to be any interest in this, they need to score here. New South Wales. It's on its way. Morgan takes it. Doesn't go far. Still going. It is Brooks. Can't cut her way through. But another penalty corner awarded here. So, chance to take two. They huddle again.
Well defended by the Victorian girls there. They scrambled well and cleared the ball. Unfortunately, it just clipped a foot on the way through.
Okay, Eastham, the ejector. Ball's in play. Morgan takes it again. Went to the left side. Didn't make it. Brooks is there. Shot's on its way. Does it squirt through? It doesn't.
Well saved by Rachel Lynch there. She's had a good game today as well.
More work for the Victorian defence. Ockenden got involved. Came off a New South Wales foot. Now they clear and clear very effectively. Do Victoria. This is Peak. Running around in circles initially. Now she's forward. Got it onto Ockenden very well there. Ockenden squeezed from both sides. Got dispossessed.
Peak showed very good composure on the ball there. For a tall girl, it's not easy to get out of those kind of tight situations, but she managed to and made a nice reverse clip pass down the line to Lucy Ockenden.
Yeah, good skills shown by her, that's for sure. Here is Peak again.
Unbelievable reach on Peak.
Yeah,
She just showed there. The ball slips off her stick and she got it like gadget arms.
Yeah, absolutely. Just stuck him out. This is Morgan. Cut off there by Pageant.
Victoria there defending with two strikers and four through the midfield. They've obviously recognised that the New South Wales girls like to hit the ball long, and they'll really look for intercepts through that middle of the field.
Chow under a bit of pressure, loses it now, coming through strongly there was...
Oh, unlucky. That was a
Simpson.
great bit of play by Simpson.
Yeah, a cute angle on the shot there, just wide.
Beat Rachel Lynch, and they just needed someone on the far post making an effort, maybe diving to put that one in.
Wasn't there. Jenna just tracks that one over the sideline. Looks downfield now. Takes a deflection off Chow. Running onto it is Miller.
Great ball by Webster.
Miller to the top of the D.
Maybe looking for a penalty corner there, but it didn't come. So now Victoria are on the counter-attack again. And the New South Wales girls have to stream back in defence.
Yeah, pressing forward. Nanscorn's taken it a long way. She's just lost her stick, but she'll win a free hit here. Shoeback decides to go back.
Dad joke.
Again. Reardon. Dowtry. Close does well. They fight it out, those two.
Well done by Jade Close there. She stayed in the contest and forced the Victorian girl to make the error.
Looking for options now is Carmichael. Decides to go back. Chow is there. Nanscorn. She burst her way through. Uses Shoeback. There's Alice up ahead. Oh, just didn't quite able to reach out and reel that one in.
Good dive there by Georgia Morgan. Put Ellis off the trap and resulted in a turnover over the baseline for Victoria.
Yeah, crucial, wasn't it? Because if that ball had gotten through, it would have been chaos.
May have been another goal. This Victorian press is really making some trouble for the New South Wales girls. I'm not sure they're quite used to the way that they're being pressed, and they're finding it very difficult to get out cleanly.
Yeah, Victoria getting in their grills, to use an expression from another sport.
Nanscorn there making another crucial intercept, getting a pass away to Danny Shoeback.
Here is Schuback, the skipper in the D. That one's harmless. Whistle's already blown.
And that didn't go 5 metres, so that's a turnover and a free hit to the New South Wales girls.
Well, New South Wales have got 23 minutes left on the clock. We're going to see them take the keeper out and put a field player in like WA did earlier today.
Oh, look, I'm not sure at 23 minutes that's the best idea at this point in time, but certainly if they get to 5-4 with 5 minutes to go, you may as well throw caution to the wind.
All right, well, a long way to go before they even get to that point. Chow goes aerial, and Schuback, no, not as good as she would have liked there.
Again, the Victorian press causing some trouble for the New South Wales defenders.
Carmichael's strong, though. She does move the ball forward. Her effort forward, though, is not so great. There's no one home.
Oh, that's nearly obstruction. New South Wales girl, very unlucky there not to get a free hit.
Yeah, Snow just played it just well enough to get away with that. That'll be a raised ball. It is. Brazil played on very quickly. Only sent it to Peak, though. Peak gets it back now. What does she do with it? Finds
Peak's
herself
got
in
a
a bit
lot
of
of
space.
space.
Yeah. Who comes to her? Eventually Morgan does. Gets around her. Well done, Peak. Still going. Gets it to a teammate now in Alice. And certainly creating mayhem back there.
That was well done by Hannah Peake. She had a lot of space to work with. She got closed down by the New South Wales girls, but again, stayed composed on the ball and won herself a free hit.
Here she goes again. This time can't find her way through.
Well intercepted there by Holly Webster.
New South Wales come away with it now.
And there you see the Victorians. They've got more defenders than at the back than New South Wales do. Attackers creating a lot of, closing down a lot of space, I should say, for the New South Wales attackers streaming forward.
You just see the ball go through the legs there. You hate that as a player, don't you? Having the ball go between the legs.
You like it when you're the one that's putting it through
that's
someone's
right.
legs, though.
All right, raised aerial ball, I should say. Lofted ball.
Aerial ball there by Kate Jenner. That, I imagine, was just to get some area and put the Victorian defenders under some pressure. New South Wales have absorbed a lot of pressure in the last 5 minutes, so it won't hurt to have a bit of a relief from that.
Yeah, just releases the pressure valve a little bit, gets it down the other end. And now they can create something here. On the march, they're through in the D. They get a shot away. They can't.
Again, Miller looking for the penalty corner, but well defended by the Victorian girls. Kept composed and didn't give away the penalty corner.
And they blast it forward. So, with just over 20 minutes remaining, Victoria they hold all the cards. Here's Paget to Alice. And they get another score here and really put the icing on the cake. They can't. Chow winds it up. Instead of taking the shot, she tried to use her player on the post.
Well done by Tony Cronk there. She stayed on her feet, stayed light on her feet, and made a very good pass, if you like, into the Victorian girl's foot.
She's seen 5 goals against her today. She wouldn't be happy about that, though, would she, Tony?
Has she had 5 scored against her the whole tournament? I think she might be quite disappointed with that effort.
Yeah, absolutely. Worst game possible. Victoria, here they come again. This is Burns now.
Cronk's an experienced campaigner, though. She'll know that she needs to forget about the 5 goals and just focus on her job for the next 20-odd minutes.
Another one with an interesting hairstyle. There's a few in the New South Wales side, isn't there?
There is. I've known Tony for over 15 years now, and I think she's had a new hairstyle every year, but this one is certainly more suited to her personality than any of the others.
Here's Easton. What can she do? In a good battle out there with Reardon.
That just shows how quick Emily Redden is. Casey Eastham is quite quick. She's one of the quicker players in international hockey, and Emily Redden stayed with her foot to foot that whole time.
Well, they worked themselves into a dangerous spot there, New South Wales, but that is as far as it went. Good to see Emily Smith back out in the field as well. Got the headband and a new jersey. Might get on the end of it here. Here's close. Cross the face. Not quite. Still haven't cleared. They do now. Messent strong, very strong, and she storms out. What's she got ahead of her? Oh, that would have been very good if she'd been able to connect, but...
that wasn't a very good decision by Claire Messent. She had Georgia Nanscorn out in the right inner position. Very simple pass she could have made, and New South Wales could have attacked. Victoria could have attacked onto one New South Wales defender. So she'll be disappointed with that decision, and I think Georgia will be quite frustrated that she didn't get the ball in that situation.
Tried to go the long ball. Look, it was on if it had come off, but
those $1 million balls
wasn't
are
it?
always on if they come off.